This shirt's appropriate since I have not been good this last month. What am I talking about? It's like the 9th. Jesus Christ, Emma. Hi everyone! So, my previous video, well, I don't actually know when this is going up, but I recently did a haul. I did a vlog of my charity shopping experience and then hauled those books, and we sort of came to an agreement that it would be helpful if I did smaller hauls throughout the month, and then at the end of the month I can just show you the book and the title. More for me to catalogue exactly what I've bought each month, but yeah. I like how somebody actually suggested that I just buy less books. Oh, if only. My only problem with doing the small hauls and then the big hauls was that I already had 32 books for June, not including the 9 I just hauled. Yeah. What did I say? As long as I had less than 40, it's fine. Oh my god. I've split the pile into 2 piles of 16 because that's how math works. We're gonna haul them right now. So I did try and organise these 2 piles, but it just wasn't working for me. In the end, I kind of went with like most excited to least excited, even though least excited is really like my most excited. Honestly, I think it's just ended up being an aesthetic thing where I went with like the favourite covers or something. I don't know. Regardless, there's a semblance of organisation to me, and we're gonna start with sequels. First is Half Wild. Nearly said Half Bad. Half Wild by Sally Green, and this is the sequel to Half Wild. No, can't even speak. Ah! So I got a copy of Half Wild by Sally Green, which is the sequel to Half Bad, and it's something to do with like witches. I want to say there's like the red and the white, and this one witch is like a half-blood, and that's like a no-go. What I didn't realise at the time of buying this book is it's a proof. I don't know how so many proofs and arcs end up in my local charity shops, but, and I know you're not meant to buy them, but I feel like it's charity, so like you can kind of forgive them. The first book in this series I was recommended like heavily by one of my colleagues I worked with. Obviously that's how they're a colleague. But she loved the first book, kept recommending it to me, and I was like, I'll buy it. Still haven't read it. Last month I believe I hauled Ashes by, I don't know if you can see Theodore's fur. You're in shot again. I recently acquired Ashes by Ilsa J. Bick, and I still have no idea what that series is about, so naturally I got Shadows by Ilsa J. Bick because, again, really, Emma? Bearing in mind, a few of these books I actually did get on Depop last month, and I went a bit overboard. This, I think, was one of them. If you saw my charity shop haul, you will see I got Legend by Marie Lu, and I'm really glad I found that because about a week ago I got Prodigy by Marie Lu, which is the sequel. So I also have a thing with series, right, where I never finish them, and part of that problem is because I read the first book and then I never get my hands on the second book or whatever. So for about a year, probably actually more than a year, I have had Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor, and I think it was the start of this year I found the hardback of The Gods and Monsters, is that what it's called? Yeah, the third book basically, and I've been waiting on the second book and I found it. So I have Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor, and I believe it is just a trilogy. So I really ought to get onto this because I can actually like binge the series now I have them all. So, and I have no idea what book number this is, but I got The Elite by Kira Cass. I'm not gonna lie, I was really feeling like reading the Selection series. I wanted trashy, I had a feeling I was gonna binge it, and now I'm like not in the mood. But I'm pretty sure I have the entire series now. I have The One and The Crown? I don't know. I have a bunch of them. I should just fucking read it. And the final sequel or additional series book, I don't know, that I got. Oh no, Theo, you just knocked it all the way down my side of my bed. Oh my goodness. Oh. I was just about to say that Theo was like cleaning his paw and his hand was about to bat you and you fell down the side of my bed. Oh, don't edge closer. I moved them away for a reason. You're being mean. Don't wag that tail at me. And the final book in a sequel, what? And the final sequel that I picked up, Deadly Little Lies by Laurie Faria Stolars. I have the first book. I actually think I got it in Book Off in America. I got it somewhere. But this is like the matching edition. Look, floppy drew paperback. And I have no idea what this is about, but I like the covers. I have a feeling it's going to be like paranormal. I shouldn't really read the back of that one. One of the charity shops near me that does like the X number of books for a set price had recently just changed the pricing scheme. It used to be 5 books for $2.99, but now it's 5 books for $1.99. Yes, so of course I get there and I genuinely don't think there was anything there I wanted. I can't remember. I actually cannot remember what I got. I got my mum a book, stepdad a book. I must have got 3 books. I only recall one of them, and it was this one. So they've had this edition of High Society by Ali Carter for donkeys, and it's a US, not so floppy paperback. I have read Ali Carter's first book in the Gallagher Girls series, and it was alright. I wanted more spy school rather than romance sort of thing, so I gave the series away to family friend. But this one's only a trilogy, and I do have the whole trilogy in like the normal UK paperbacks, but I needed books for the offer, so I got this larger edition. Yeah. And I also grabbed Die For Me by Amy Plum. This has been on my wish list since I went on a little like Goodreads? That's what this should be, a good riddance. I went on Goodreads and was looking at all the Listopias, and I was looking for YA books set in France, and this came up, in case you can't see the Eiffel Tower there. Theodore, watch that ball. But the thing is, apparently it's paranormal, so I have a feeling it's vampires. Disappointed in me. This is when I really start questioning my sanity, because no, these are the 2 books that I got in the other shop with this one. Oh, this makes sense. So to make up that 5 for $1.99, I got Saving Sophie by Sam Carrington, which is about a teenage girl that's missing, and someone I think thinks that their daughter might be involved. Yeah, something like that. One of those thrillers. And then I also got The Blackbird Season by Kate Moretti, which is one of those thrillers. And oh gosh, okay, so it's something to do with a teacher being with a student as well, so yeah. This next one I didn't even know existed, but anyway. Apparently I've been feeling the literary fiction lately, so in one of the shops it was like 2 for £1, and I got Astray by Emma Donoghue. I hesitate on the title there because I keep wanting to say ashtray. Like as in an ashtray for a cigarette. But I think this is like short stories. Emma Donoghue wrote Room, and I also just got a hard copy. I'm pointing to it like you can actually see her book The Sealed Letter. But this is just like really short, and again, apparently I'm collecting literary fiction now. This next book, you'll all figure out why I bought it. But actually, there's another reason. The Earth Hunts in B-Flat by Mary Strachan is a nice large paperback. However, I had a copy of this book, but I think I might have unhauled it. Theodore. Theodore. Excuse me. It's not bath time. Tongues out. So I must have unhauled it because it wasn't on my Goodreads once I bought this, and I can't find it. Not that I've really looked for it. This is, I believe, kind of like YA. This cat. Are you quite finished? Yes? Just watch the birdies. I had a smaller, like normal size paperback, and it must have been part of a book club because I found like 5 different copies in different charity shops. I really like this edition, and to be fair, it does sound intriguing. Can you sit still for 5 minutes? Please. It deals with a girl, oh for goodness sake, who apparently can fly in her sleep, and then a neighbour vanishes, so like she wants to figure out what's happened. So sounds interesting. Theo clearly agrees. shot. But see, at least this way people can see your beautiful face. Don't dig the claws in. Ow. That was uncalled for. I also continued adding to my Sophie Mackenzie collection with Split Second. This is something to do with like a terrorist attack in London, and I believe the girl involved is her family, I believe, like dies or is injured, something like that, and then she comes across this boy and it turns out he might know more about the attack than he lets on. Sounds interesting. I believe there are 2 books in this, so I believe it's a duology. Yeah, maybe one day I'll start all my Sophie Mackenzie books. Another thriller I picked up, I'm forgiving myself for because I am actually kind of interested in it, and it's a trade paperback, like a real trade paperback. The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn has been getting so much hype. Everyone's talking about it, and it's your proper kind of domestic thriller. All I really have picked up about it, because I don't like knowing much about thrillers, but this woman, I believe, is living in an apartment, and then it's kind of like Girl on the Train, where like there's like a couple or something, maybe there's kids, I don't know, but there's a couple move in like across the road, and she watches them through the window and then she sees something she shouldn't. I am obsessed with this cover, and I 100% bought it because there's a cat on it. The House of Mount Fathom by Nigel McDowell. It's a hotkey, but see, I love hotkey because it gives me the little pie chart on the back. Magic, home, friendship, adventure. Basically, there's like shape-shifting. Oh, there's a character called Killian. And yeah, I mean, there's a cat and it seems quite magical. So the final book that I picked up for this part of the haul anyway is Shadow of the Wind by Carlos Ruiz Zafón. So that's French and he's Spanish, never mind. But I do have another edition of this in a trade paperback, but I love the way that this one's like made to look like a book. Like, I know that sounds really stupid, but you know what I mean, like it's made to look like an old book, like leather bound. It's also one of those types, but this one's kind of like well read, possibly water damaged, and I really got no idea what this series is about, but everyone seems to love it. And I figured, although like, cause I have the first 2 books in like the UK trade paperback size, I think it's UK, I don't know, the fact that this one's like already been read and it's floppier, it'll make it a little easier to read, and if I do love it, I can keep that one in pristine condition. So that's it for the first half of this haul, which is my like, will I ever get to this anytime soon kind of pile. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if any of these I should get to ASAP, or if there's any that I really should have just left in the shop, aka get rid of that, Emma. And yeah, I will be back very, very soon with part 2. That's 4, but whatever, which will be the ones I'm super excited about. And yeah, so bye! Do you know, for my thumbnail, I'm genuinely just gonna like hold them up, like, I wasn't gonna put them all in, but now it's like a mission. Oh fuck, can't even see me. Oh, I'm gonna have to just drop them all, haven't I? That was quite satisfying. Quite satisfying.